change of scenery, moving around quietly, allowed myself to go back to sleep. I'm an early riser, still early, allowed myself to go back to sleep. And so, in the quiet hours, you can get so much done. So today's tea of the day is fennel. So I don't know if you can see the little seeds, but this is fennel. It has almost like a licoricey kind of scent to it, and I'm just going to put it in a grinder, and I'm going to grind this fresh. So this is wonderful for your hair and skin. It's very soothing also to your stomach and to your digestion. It's very cooling. I can even use it sometimes as a tea rinse for my hair. So welcome to the channel. Salute to all of my early risers. Let me grind this up real quick. So this morning we're just taking the fresh fennel and grinding it in a little grinder. I keep this for spices. I also love modern pestles. So I'm going to put this in my teapot here with some heated filtered water. And for many years, as a living foodist, I didn't use teas or I stopped taking or drinking hot tea. I was doing everything room temperature. And so I decided within the last couple of years to add warm hot tea back. So I fill a whole pot and let that sit. And that's going to be my tea this early morning. So this is Body-Culinary on this channel. I share whole living unprocessed foods, whole fresh foods that I can still recognize as foods. I also share my journey of radical self-acceptance, loving and appreciating the skin that I'm in, cultivating a movement practice if you so desire, key to self-care. It's a lot of fun, has so many benefits. Cultivating a garden, yeah. And really embracing the skin that you're in. So as a person that's had a lot of acne, I feel really good to be able to wake up and not have to put anything on my skin. Big difference. I'll put some cocoa butter or shea butter on my lips and been playing around with a little mascara. But other than that, nothing. Free skin. So if somebody says I have nice skin, I know what my skin was looking like. And this is with no products at all. So I'm going to let my tea steep. I'll also show you, made yesterday a nice big jar. I think maybe 2 jars. I gave one to my sister of fresh tahini, right? So you have some options. Right, and I got some things ready to sprout, and I've got lots of tomatoes to dry to accompany my new tomatoes. So I had got a lot of projects going on. So this early day, moving around in the quiet of the early day, when the mind is nice and clear, or mental activity, I like to say you can hear your own divine onboard, innate intelligence, your own communication system. Literally a guide to questions and challenges that you have in life. And I was considering, as I was just splashing cold water on my face, why our prayers and affirmations are not working. And I'm going to keep this concise this early day. In my personal observation, if nothing here resonates, please, 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 leave it. Leave it right here. But I observe that our prayers and our affirmations are not working because there's no follow-through. Greetings. I've observed that, and I'm someone that has grown up in the church, a very, very, very religious family. I would say more religious, spiritual, but more religious than spiritual. And I've come in my my adult years to realize that spirituality, right, is actually very practical. Spirituality at this point to me is responsibility. They're the same because, and the distinction, I love distinctions because distinctions bring clarity. Spirituality is actually very practical because it has actions attached to it. And so when I envision the prayer warriors in my family praying in earnest, and the energetics and the passion is all there. And we could even say focus was there, energetically was there. I mean, 6 o'clock in the morning prayer, up through all the night praying. And why were we praying so earnestly? Just from my personal observation, because of the things that we were going through. I had grandparents, Afro and Southern and Afro Caribbean. And both sides, especially my grandparents, living into their 90s, my grandma Lou, and then the Southern side, the things, the atrocities they experienced, the economic struggles, fighting in wars. There was so much that they experienced. So they're praying for breakthrough. They're praying for relief. That makes sense. Going within, using your divine connection to source, whatever you want to call it. You're praying for a change of mind. You're praying for a change of circumstances. However, I thought this morning, distinction between begging and pleading. I want you to think of what that feels like, because I know what that feels like to me. I remember my great-grandma, and I've flipped the narrative on that to empower me. I remember my great-grandmother having us all up in some wee hours. I believe it was dark. It was still dark. And all the grandchildren had to get on our knees at different points in a big living room. And we were, now I know it's called tarrying, saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now that's some wisdom in terms of changing your mindset and giving thanks, thank you. But after the prayer, I did not see certain behaviors lined up, just from my perspective. And so this morning I thought, the prayers that I heard, I hear, saved a wretched soul. The constant affirmation of I am wretched. I'm ratchet. A no good something like me. That's a state of being. So there's mixed messages there. There's mixed messages. There's passion, there's earnest, there's talking in tongues, there's rolling on the floor. I'm not going to negate that. That whatever people are feeling, that there's something there. There's passion there. But the same kind of passion and focus I didn't see applied to, and maybe that's just the education they had back then. They also did a lot of active farm work. But I didn't see it applied to physical health. I didn't see it applied to vices. That same passion and fervor, right? When I'm praying to save the wretched, something like me, and our gospel songs, it's powerful. They're hypnotic. It's tapping into certain emotions to make you feel a certain way, just like the passion and love songs. And I remember having Mary J. back in the day on loop. I'm not gonna cry, whatever. I remember like the music was so emotional, and Phyllis Hyman, I Can't Stand Us Living All Alone. I realized like this music is messing with my emotions. This music, I love music. I was raised on hip hop, soul, R&B. I adore music from different cultures. I realized the music is manipulating my emotions. I realized that as a young woman. So I remember experimenting with not listening to certain love songs. I could be going into a store, back in the day, Jimmy Jazz or whatever, in downtown Brooklyn, whatever, and you go in there, you see something cute in the window, and you looking in the window, you go in there, by the time you know it, you in there, you feeling excited, I'm going to the club. It's all this energy at milliseconds. By the time you know, you coming out of the store with an armful of clothes, and it's been like a whole high, and it's an experience. From the mannequins to envision you with the earrings on and the outfit on, and you're having an experience. Next thing you know, you bought all this stuff that you're not going to wear, and you were on a spending plan, or you had other goals. So you're getting into certain states of being. And so it's one thing when you're begging and pleading. What is that state? I'm wretched. In the begging and pleading, the passion is there, but I'm actually affirming what I am not. Because if I'm saying, please help me, please, something outside of me, right? The intention and the context is everything. Help me, please help me lose this weight. Please show me how to eat, with no follow through. The follow through is missing. There's no passion without follow through. If we are committed And I'm really not looking to offend folks. If this does not resonate, by all means, please leave this here. This is just one woman's experience. If we were just as passionate with the follow through, if we were just as passionate showing up to 6 a.m. prayer, this is my family, showing up consecration fast where everybody got bigger and bigger, right? And the focus, this wasn't corrected by the pastor and the bishop, because there's loads of women bringing sweet potato salad, potato salad and fried chicken and all of these things, which have value because people are looking forward to the dinners and coming out for more services. You know, how much good word do we need to go listen to? That's not getting us into action. I was like, Mom, what are we going down here for? How come everybody's going to church and everybody's getting bigger and bigger, or certain results are not there? You can't get results unless you step into this building. So the follow through is not there. And most importantly, the state of being. So I just thought this morning, who do I have to be? Who do I have to be? So maybe now we could take the wisdom, right? Because I'm gonna acknowledge my ancestors and those that came before me, the in earnest, the passion. I'm gonna take all those gifts and I'm gonna run with it. The all night vigils, I'm gonna take it. But imagine if the all night vigil was just our in-home, our cottage industry, Afro people, our cottage industry of whatever, the soul food greens and packaging it up. And we got a cottage industry of soul food, maroon greens, coconut cream, and we're making it in-house and we're selling it. And we got and if the bundles somehow, or yarn hair, whatever, we were making that. That would be the all-night visual, while we got music and fresh juices and sharing our food, eating our own food. But I just want to get to the distinction of this early day. Who do I have to be if I'm in my earnest, my state of being is begging and I'm saying I'm a wretched soul? Who do I have to be for the results I want? This morning I invite you. Try this on for size. See how it feels. I have to be courageous. I have to have courage. I have to have courage to not put sweetener in my tea when everybody else is putting sweet. This may seem overly simplistic. I have to have courage to not put the NutraSweet and the sucralose and the things that also, because my grandma was drinking all that diet stuff. I remember when it came on the scene and it was still morbidly obese and it still spiked her diabetes. To not put sweetener in here, to not take a puff when everybody's passing, to get up and leave. Even I care for folks. I have affection. I can distinguish affection. To leave activities that are not working for me. It takes courage to turn off the screen last night. This is constant. I don't take things for granted because I've got fitness competition awards and I've done this and that. To me, studying junkies has taught me to never get comfortable. Because we're easily influenced, programmable, and creatures of habit. And a habit can be like a straitjacket. Who do I need to be? I need to be courageous to do what's uncomfortable and excited and courageous. And that same passion from those prayer warriors in my family, can I marry and synchronize that passion with follow through? Everybody's got their areas of achievement, may be financially, in their business, in different areas. There's certain things that I'm excellent at. And I can stay in the garden all day. But there are things with business. Sometimes it's not my thing. So how do I get myself excited? I've always been fascinated. What drives human behavior? How do I motivate my family members? How do I motivate my son? The people in my circle of influence who I'm spending the most time with. But most of all, because as women, we could do that for other people. How do you motivate yourself, and how are you measuring that motivation? Are you measuring it? Accountability. Do you have accountability partners? Do you have an accountability partner? People pay for this. I know I've paid for it. People pay me for it. Do you have an accountability who you give permission to give you objective feedback? Not just your feeling, oh, you're so wonderful. Oh, you look good, girl. You look good. Okay, are you measuring the discomfort? Safe, but the discomfort that is going to get you to another level of result. What you're doing now may be good. I have lots of things I do fantastic. But I know the principle of putting myself in the hands of somebody who I trust to help me get uncomfortable, because it's uncomfortable to get to another level. We've been babied and coddled into everything is comfortable, and especially with social media, everything has to be a compliment. And it has to be some kind of a balance in the formula of acknowledging what you're good at, but what about the areas where your skill level is like on kindergarten? Where your follow through is like on kindergarten. It's even me making me think, because I could keep learning the same lesson or comprehending and processing. Because we say a lot of time, I learned that lesson measured on what? Are you measuring your results? If do you know that your method will work? Do you know? Because a lot of people don't have faith. You don't have faith that your method has worked. And a lot of times we don't get uncomfortable and we're not consistent enough to, if you say you're going to eat right, not diet, what have you eliminated? What is not in your house, like a crack addict? Just my 2 cents as a trainer. What kind of crack have you got rid of the crack pipes? If you still have the crack pipe there, if you still got the chips and the stuff there in the back of your mind somewhere, well, this might just be for someone so. You're saving it for your grandchildren. If it's a crack pipe and if it's addictive and you look at the results around you now, that may not be you. Everybody maybe have pristine health and you may be like the French and you can eat the cookies and the chips and whatever and no problem. Hats off to you if you can do that. That hasn't been my experience. Mindset experience. Hey, what I'm saying, the state of being, who do I have to be? I have to be courageous to do what's uncomfortable and see the state of being, the state, who are you? But I'm not saying intellectual, your feeling, your emotion. Who do I have to be? So I invite you to contemplate today's contemplation. Who do I have to be? And this morning's contemplation is courageous, to make a different choice, to be uncomfortable, to get up early, to go to bed and turn off these doggone screens. In your quiet moments, how much time are you spending on these screens that you can't account for? It's lost. It turns into years. Who do I have to be? I've got to be courageous. I want you to envision and discern the different states, mental state. It's a state of being that's present in the moment, not intellectualizing. And so, boop, the spell dissipates after you leave church, after Sunday, after the song is over. Who do I have to be for the results I want in my body? To have a new experience? Who do I have to be? Because being has doing right there. You got to be before you do. We hear all these sayings, but sometimes the comprehension is not there and it doesn't land. How do we know? Measuring your progress. What are you able to do differently? For me to clear up my skin, years of eating healthy and my face was looking like the sidewalk, that was different choices. That was me experimenting. That was me investing in education. That was me investing in different types of foods. That was me trying things on for size, then going back. Same result, and then trying something else. So I was like, clear, this does not work for me, even if everyone else around me is doing it. So a lot of times our affirmations, we're affirming, I am love, I am peace. Where's the responsibility there? Where's the action? Where's the follow through? Okay, we're saying I am, but who do you be? You have to be something if you want something different. So it sounds nice, but it doesn't seem to leave the level of words. And it doesn't become our consent. Even if we do things for 21 days, whatever, somehow it doesn't seem to be our constant state. That's the state you live in, where you don't even have to say I'm this or that anymore. It just is. So I invite you to consider this early day. Who do you have to be? And I like to keep it simple. I'm going to go with courage, because if I think about how that makes me feel, it has action. See, here's my litmus test. It has actions attached to it. I have to do something, but somehow I don't feel dejected. I don't feel, woe is me. I don't feel like it's insurmountable. I feel like it's courage. I can take it on. I feel excited and motivated. So there are wordsmiths out here, word wizardry, music and tone, hypnosis out here that is very, very real. I'm in here. My tea should be just about ready. My fennel tea. I'm going to pour that. And it's going to take a few moments for relaxation. No gurus, no religion required. Simple relaxation, because sometimes you might do this on the fly. And I'm simple and I'm a realist. I invite you today to give yourself permission to relax. Relax. Slow down so you could hear your own divine, innate, on-board communication, common sense, guidance system. There's a communication that's quiet. It's not going to fight to be heard. You're going to have to listen to it for comprehension. Who do you have to be for the results that you want, for the transformation? Not in the areas already that you're good at, the areas where you have vices, you have challenges. Who do you have to be? I invite you, should you come to my little channel? By the way, subscribe if you find value. I invite you. Who do you have to be? This is one that I would love to hear in the comments. Who do you have to be for another level of results, another level of transformation for what you say? I don't care if that's your physical manifestation of your weight or weight release, or to increase your prosperity and your abundance, whether that's your bank account or attracting other types of people that treat you and demonstrate consistent respect. Respect. Who do you have to be to attract learning and new experiences and being excited and having fun with it? Y'all create a great day on purpose because you said so. And check out Kwasa with a K, Peaceful Eating on TikTok. I think you'll find some nice treats to bring a smile to your face and get excited. Who do you have to be today? Would love to hear. All right, see y'all soon.